Hey, Cape Flip Stories. Hope you guys are good. Hoop het gaan goed saam met julle. Ek weet julle kyk al heeldag uit al vir die interview met Gayton McKenzie. You guys will be able to ask questions. And you guys are also, welcome to join us. En moenie bang wees jy vra. Gayton is 'n mens net soos ons. And ons wil meer weet van hom. So I'm gonna introduce him to you guys. Awesome guy. And you guys are at liberty to ask questions. Let me just add him quickly. Hi, Gayton. Welcome.
So thank you. How are you?
I'm good yourself, Gayton.
I'm very, very good. Relaxed, very good.
Awesome. Gayton, tell us, before we start with the questions, tell us more about yourself. Baie min mense weet Gayton bly in die Kaap en hulle dink Gayton bly in die Joburg, maar Gayton bly op die pad af. So just tell us more about yourself so people can know who Gayton really is.
All right. No, thank you first for inviting me. And
It's a pleasure.
I was born and bred in Bloemfontein, in the Free State, in Heidelberg. I then, at a young age, got involved in gangsterism and everything that goes wrong, and get involved in crime, that join the gangs, do all the things that I see some of the young people are still doing today. And I was in and out of jail, and I was sentenced to jail at the age of 14, 15, in and out of prison. And when I reached my 20s, when I reached the age of 20, I was sentenced to 17 years in prison. And when I went to prison, I saw how they raped young kids in jail, and I just couldn't stomach that. And I changed my life. I exposed all the wrongdoings in jail by virtue of a secret camera. The President Thabo Mbeki, then got in the Charlie Commission of Inquiry. I then went out and we exposed the corruption. And immediately after that, I was released from jail. I had 12 rands, but I had $1 million rands in my head. I had $1 million rand dreams, but I only had 12 rands when I left jail. I got a job at Sub Security. I worked 2003 for 1,000 rands a month. I then took the 1,000 and I saved, I think, 700 rands a month. I left with the $300. And I saved until I had around 8,000, and I bought fish in Cape Town. That's no fish. And I sold it. I bought it for 8 rands, 10 rands then. And I sold it in Johannesburg, Mpumalanga, and started hiring ex-prisoners. I started with one ex-prisoner. By the time I sold the business, I was having 2,000 to 3,000 ex-prisoners working for me. And I made a lot of money selling fish, and I became this bought trucks and stuff. Then I invested in mining. And as they say, I then became hugely successful in the mining industry. And then I was all the time waiting for people to the people with people that got good names, people with clean past, to stand up for our people. But niemand het opgestaan nie. Ek het gewag vir ons mense, die mense wat so mooi past het, wat so, ek het gewag, that also have money, because a lot of people with money, and nobody stood up for our people. I decided, I'm done waiting. I'm going to use this that the Lord has given me, and I'm going to invest it in politics to help our people. And this is me sitting here today.
Gayton, and there's something that I like about you, what you said. You said for our people, but you also are saying that the Patriotic Alliance is a colorful party. Just elaborate more about that, because what do you mean by colorful party?
What I mean with the colorful party is that the PA is a party that was born because nobody spoke about colored people. Nobody spoke for colored people, nobody spoke about colored people. We then said, no, it can't be like that. We gotta stand up for our people. And we said we're going to stand up and we're going to make sure, because on the table, as we are speaking now, it's only white people. It's only Indian people, it's only black people that's on that sitting at a table and their issues are being addressed, their problems are being addressed. It's only them. So we decided, no, it can't be. It can't be. Let's also bring the colored issues to the table. So if there was Indian issues and colored issues and black issues that was not at the table, we would have brought all three. But it was colored people that didn't have the issues on the table. And that's why we decided to say, no, we're going to bring the colored issue to the table. And that's why they call us a colored party. But we are not a colored party. We are a colorful party. You know, the truth of the matter is that people don't want to admit it. Colored people are nowhere in this country. Colored children, series are ending up in the dustbin in this country. Colored mothers must teach black women the job. Only for black women to become the supervisors after they taught them the job. Colored soldiers, colored policemen, colored traffic cops, colored wardens, colored nurses, they don't even find jobs. They don't even find promotion anymore. But these are not my stories, these are there. And if you look at what's his name? If you look at all the police stations in Cape Town, go to Mrs. Plain, go to Montevideo, go to Valhalla, go anywhere, go to Bokmakiri, go anywhere there's a police station. In the colored area, you're going to get more black policemen there. And the same with the clinics. You're going to get more black nurses there. Now tell me, how is that right?
That is true what you're saying. Even if you go to the McDonald's, if you go to KFC, there's people working there. And there is, you have to be honest about that. Gayton, what I want to ask you too is the future of the Cape Flats. You've been in Cape Town now for the last week. You've been working here. What do you see? I mean, we have a lot of unemployed people on the Cape Flats. People without jobs, our children don't get accepted at universities. What do you think? Is there a future for our people?
You know, it's something that broke my heart. We went a full door to door this week on the Cape Flats. And if there's a future for our people, definitely there's a future for our people. Will our people make it? They have to make it. Is the situation dire? The situation is beyond dire. The situation is bad. Our people need to understand that we've got one chance now on the 27th of October to evict these people that has oppressed us. The people on the Cape Flats is given the ANC a chance. Still, our lives didn't change. They've given the DA a chance. Still, our lives has not changed. So we are saying to them, give yourself a chance today. Give yourself a chance so that, I was in Saldanha today. It is heartbreaking. You've got the Navy there. You've got Special Forces there. And our people, and you've got the Air Force there. And there's no colored people, I'm not talking about the 4 or 5 working there, but there's no colored people working there. Now you ask yourself, what's happening here? What has colored people done to be hated so much in this country? Now, if I answer your question, we used to say, ons is nie wit genoeg nie, ons is nie swart genoeg nie, maar die waarheid is, ons is so 'n bietjie vrek genoeg om vir dieselfde mense te vote. And we're trying to change that now. You are voting for me, you are voting for your children's future, because white people are voting for the future of white kids in the DA and in the Freedom Front Plus. Black people are voting for the future of the children in the EFF and the ANC. Who's voting for the brown person's child's future? Who? We are number one when it comes to alcohol fetal syndrome. We are number one when it comes to children school going age that's not in school. We are number one when it comes to children addicted to drugs. We are number one when it comes to children starting school or not finishing school. We are number one when it comes to people not being in university and all the races. Now, surely something must be done. So I'm saying we are trying. I don't have all the answers, but I come with a plan. Now people are criticizing our plan instead of coming with their own plan. If you think the PA plan is not the best plan, then you can come with a plan. And then with me angry. If somebody does something that's not working, that you're gonna criticize. Instead of criticizing it, come show us how it needs to be done. Because we put in a plan. A plan seems to be working very well. If you did the DNA, really? We did the anything? We did the so that plan is working. I think the people in Cape Town, me the one they think they're working. They got two cars, they children are working, and the dumb the other animals in the car. That takes me about a lot of people here. How people? The one that they just come and like, they products, they got your quality. I feel like donkey. Those are people that hold us back. Because instead of coming with suggestions, it's a new for that. It's okay. But give us a plan.
Apologies, Gayton. People were just saying your sound was a bit bad. Can you hear me, Gayton?
Can you hear me, Gayton? I can't know what I can hear now.
Okay, the sound is a bit bad. Okay, so just give me 1 second, Gayton. We can continue. Apologies about this. Can you hear us now?
No.
So the
I
audio
can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. All right, Gayton. Apologies, Gayton. Like we started now off.
No, can we just stop it and do it here? Can we just let me just switch the devices if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. So I will still be here. I will still be here. Okay, Gayton just left us now. He's going to join us now. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me clear? Just let me know. Somebody out there, Keith. Keith, can you hear me clear? Okay, Gayton is going to join us now. Okay, so you can hear me, Melissa. So my sound is fine. Okay, so we're just waiting for Mr. McKenzie to join us now again. He's going to join us now from the other side. Sound is better. I think it was maybe on his device a bit. So when he joins us, we will look at the sound quickly. Just do this quickly. He's going to join us now. So guys, you are welcome to ask us questions. Gayton has given us a lot of information this far. Please ask your questions. I will ask it to him now. He will join us now again. My sound is clear, so it's probably on the other side. Soos my ma sal sê, is die duiwel wat nou weer week. So yeah. I think Timothy, you are right. Maybe Gayton should maybe just put in some headphones. That can be the maybe a problem there. So he's going to join us now. Don't go away. Don't go away. We still have a lot to say and a lot to ask. Somebody said the sound died with Fadil. Hy is hier quite joking, né? Fadil is hy het hard gewerk, you know. So yeah, let us show Fadil also a bit of respect. Gayton is terug. Gayton, can you hear me?
I can hear you well.
Okay, just put a bit louder.
Can you hear me now?
The sound sounds a little bit better now. Awesome. Iemand sê die duiwel is 'n leienaar, Gayton. So Gayton, this is what I'm going to ask you. Let's continue on this high note. You know, you are a successful businessman. Now, many of us know the problem on the Cape Flats, right? Our youngsters become gangsters, right? We have this problem. They become gangsters. They have criminal records, right? So now they can't find a job. What is the first thing they do? They return to crime because it's the only thing they know that they're good at. because society don't want to give them a second chance. And somebody coming from prison, somebody that has lived that life where it was difficult to find a job. The biggest problem we have on the Cape Flats is we have young men that can't find jobs because of the history. As a president of the Patriotic Alliance, what are you going to do about this situation? Should you get into Cape Town, or when you should get into Cape Town, what are you going to do about this? How are you going to address this matter on the Cape Flats?
No, thank you. You know, that is the reason why I'm in politics. I'm in politics specific for that reason. That our children, whether we like it or not, it's not about us liking it or us not liking it. Our kids are involved in gangsterism. Our kids are caught up in drug use. Our kids are shooting each other. Our kids, most importantly, cannot find jobs. So there's no plan that any political party has put down to say, how are they going to rectify the situation? And that is why I entered politics. Because I was a lucky one that I am our kids. I am the one that was caught up in this vicious circle of violence. And I managed to get out. And the only thing that took me out was a job. It was a job. And you will not sort out any problem. This is not a policing problem. This is a socio-economic problem. So if you want to sort it out, you got to start with the socio-economic conditions of the people that is caught up in this. What will I do differently as a leader? Number one, we will give jobs to our kids. How will we get jobs to our kids? All this business, all these foreigners that is having all the jobs, they must all go home. That's the first starting point. The illegal foreigners in this country needs to go home. How is it that they're doing legitimate legal business while our children must do illegal business on the corner? That's the first one. Once they are gone, we then go to number two. We are going to stop this mechanizing that's happening in Cape Town. Let me explain. In Cape Town, they use a machine to do a job that 1,000 people can do. India has stopped this overly dependency on mechanism, where they will say to people, India's got 1.3 billion people with a under 5% joblessness number. While our people here, the machines are doing the job, while our people are sitting at the corners. So companies need to be told, if you build this road, you will not use this mechanized machinery and stuff like that. You have to cement werk here. That's the second one. The third one is our kids need training on how to hold a job, how to behave in a job. Because what is expected of them is experience. The only experience our kids have is experience of joblessness. It's experience of doing wrong things. So I'm saying that there's not even programs in place. A man comes from jail, which we call the correctional services, which means he was supposed to have been corrected. That is the meaning of correctional services. But even the correctional services don't want to give him a job. The state don't want to give him a job. What do you expect? Now you need a new thinking, because we have had the same thinking for 27 years, and all that we get is murder, shooting, gangsterism. We got to change that. And we as the PA, we're unapologetic about changing it. We are going to build drug rehab centers, because it has also now become another business for people. The child is on drugs. He stole everything of his mother and his father. And the mother does not have money to pay for his addiction, for him to get help. Now, the state needs to intervene and to say, Alamani said the rehab is full. They mustn't say it's full. But people don't understand that we are sitting here with a humanitarian crisis. a humanitarian crisis on the Cape Flats. Somebody was saying today, 11-year-old boy is saying, I'm scared to go to the shop. They ask him, what's your biggest fear? He says, my biggest fear is going to the shop. I might get shot. Now, in what real society is our kids scared to go to the shop? I'm scared to go to school because I might be shot on my way to school. Now we got to do something. And these kids will not listen to the guys that speaks high English, professors. I mean, like, that's where we are coming in. Because ons verstaan vir hulle, we speak their language, we know what they've been from. We are examples that it is possible.
And I do agree with you, Gayton, because I mean, if you walk onto the Cape Flats, if you walk, en jy loop in die Kaapse vlakte in, mense ken vir Gayton McKenzie. Gayton McKenzie was in die tronk gewees. Hy was 'n nommer gewees, you know, and he changed his life around. So with other words, you know, and I'm not taking part here, but I know the situation on the Cape Flats. Our youngsters will have, you know, the problem we have on the Cape Flats, we don't have role models. And here Gayton McKenzie comes to the Cape Flats and he actually brings that word that you can change your life and it is possible. And what I want to ask you also, you mentioned something about drug rehabs, right? So the problem is we have a lot of drug lords selling drugs. We need to get rid of them as well. The only thing that worked many years ago when and it was statistically proven was when Patriot removed these gangsters you know, from the environment or the drug dealers, then the crime went down a bit. But then most of those gangsters became pastors and they become imams, you know, and they some of them took this straight to the church. That's another problem we need to, and it comes back to what you said earlier on, the social problems we have in the community. We have a lot of social community. You can't fix the Cape Flats if we don't fix the situation. So it starts at home, Gayton. It starts at school. It starts in the church, and you know you can't really give somebody a job if they're not going to keep a job. Like also mense is ook lei mense. We also don't. Some of us don't want to work. There is some of us that work hard, but there's others that expect handouts. And a lot of politicians are making these types of promises where they say, "Okay, ons gaan vir julle organize." But what our people don't understand, we also need to work hard to get to a point where we are successful. Success doesn't just come overnight. And I think that is the problem that we are sort of experiencing or that we experienced when the ANC took over. The ANC said, okay, we're going to do this and that. And they didn't do so. And our people were dependent on that. So how are we going to fix the situation of our people changing their mindset? Because we need to change their mindset, first before we can really bring change into the community.
Yeah, it's true what you are saying. I agree in part with you. I think, if you remove a drug dealer, if you remove any drug dealer, his place will be taken the next second. You remove a drug dealer today at 3 o'clock. At 3:05, there will be another drug dealer. You see, we need to deal with the source, the root cause. You need to deal with the root cause of the problem. It is economical. That is a problem of economics. They starve. And the one part that I do not agree with you, Stan, is where you're saying that we don't have role models. They don't allow us to have role models. That is what people do not see. They don't allow us to have role models. I mean, how many comedians? You've got Q and them as comedians. You've got so many comedians. You've got so many good singers in the Cape Flats. You've got so many good dancers. But because they suppress their talent, because it flies in the face of the narrative. The narrative should be, we are hopeless, we are lazy, we have nobody rising up. But if you have the Jonathan Rubins coming through, if you allow 1,000 Jonathan Rubins and to come through the system, some people will be like, daar's 'n way daar, ek gaan sing, ek gaan nie weer drugs verkoop nie, ek gaan nou sing. Ek gaan nie weer drugs verkoop, ek gaan nou jokes maak, ek gaan nie weer drugs verkoop nie, ek gaan nou gaan act. But the system does not allow for colored people to rise. And you cannot have role models that is unknown. That is the problem we are sitting. We're sitting with a deeper problem of racism, discrimination, degradation, humiliation against the colored race. And we got to address all those issues. And secondly, when I said I don't disagree, the issue of our people are lazy, as you said, they're not. Let me make an example with Ronaldo and Messi. Ronaldo and Messi is the world's top football players. I don't want to debate who's the best, but if they were, when they are injured and they come back on the soccer field, they don't perform optimally. They don't perform at their best because they are not match fit. They will have to play 3 or 4 games before they become match fit, although they are the best in football. Now, what am I saying? I am saying our kids are unfit for jobs because they've not had jobs. They don't know how to behave in a job. And just like Messi and them that were out, our kids were out forever. Messi is out for 4 weeks, but he needs match fitness. Our people need job fitness. How our kids can go from the age of 18 to 32 not having ever found a job? Now, that's a problem in our society. And I'm a living example and a lucky example. There's many guys smarter than me that didn't make it. And it will be selfish of me to listen to my naysayers, to the people that hate me, if I sit on the sidelines and I have some of the answers. I, myself, my life is an answer. You go to any jail in South Africa, people use me as an example of a life changed. I walked yesterday in Kraaifontein and I went to the flats. People were screaming my name, Ted Goodison. They were screaming my name and say, Katie, 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 call me. Because people see it is possible with me. Now imagine if there is 200 Gayton McKenzies. I don't want to be the only one that comes from nothing and a bad life to something. But I also cannot sit at home and enjoy my millions there while our people are swimming in debt, while our people are suffering. Then you get one person sitting there in the middle class income. Oh, Gayton McKenzie is a criminal. Am I a criminal for what? I have done crimes. I have served my time. I owe society a prison sentence, which I did. Then somebody comes here and saying, oh no, we can't have him. No, don't vote for me. You are not even my target market. You know, the one thing when people say you've not changed, they don't listen to themselves. No man or woman of God must ever utter those words, that this man cannot change. Because God is change. And when you say somebody cannot change, in actual fact, you are saying that the devil is stronger than our God, that God is unable to go and fetch that human being from the clutches of the devil. I know I have sat at the foot of the devil once in my life, and God went to fetch me. So what do people expect me to do? I've waited for all of you with the money. I live in Cape Town. I see where you live next right to me in the suburbs of Cape Town. Julle lag hier, julle lewe lekker, julle het high tea, julle het alles, julle gaan aan, like julle is amper wit. Maar ons mense oor die berg kry swaar. Nou kom jy, nou kom sê, no, Gayton is a criminal, he can't help. But you're not helping. So I am, what must I do? But I'm only a criminal when I want to liberate our people politically. But when I donate money, I'm not a criminal. When I make peace of the between the Americans and the hard livings that killed each other in Menenberg, I'm not a criminal. When in Worcester, when there was no schooling, when the whole city came to a standstill, and I went to go make peace there with Patriots, I wasn't a criminal. But as soon as I come to our people and I said, let me raise leaders. And the secret of my life that most people have not picked up, I'm not about positions. I'm not about uplifting myself and putting myself in council, putting myself as an MMC. No. Daai mense pay in elk geval te min vir my, ek sal moet steel om te survive. Because hoe gaan ek my kinders sorg if I get a salary of a minister? I can't. But what do? I do my godly duty, which is to empower and bring our people to the table. I've brought Dino Peterson. He's a chairperson of the Committee of Roads in Zurich in Johannesburg. Marlon Daniels was the MMC of Economic Development. Ashley Sauls from Bizavani Park is a chief whip today and is acting. Chanel Stevens, she's in council today. I can go on and on. Joera Smith, Peter Rafferty, Fuad Aronson. These are people that, because of my blessings and me saying I want to make a difference, I can show the fruits of the difference of the PA. But some people just want to criticize. They have something to say. They have something to say. No, I'm saying if you're not happy with what I'm doing, come teach me a better way to do it. Come teach me a smarter way to do it. But I can't change my past. I can't. But I can change your child's future. I can change your future. And what more must I do? Must I also go and enjoy my money there in Camps Bay, like some of you? I'd rather be here in Elsies, in Menenberg, in Pokmakiri. I'd rather be there. Because let me tell you, the truth needs to be told today. If colored people in Cape Town don't open their eyes like colored people of Joburg has opened their eyes, you know, in colored people of Cape Town suffer. They are suffering. Colored people in Joburg are suffering. But the colored people in Johannesburg said, tot hier toe en nie verder nie. We are evicting them. You are not voting for me. I'm not standing for any position. I am just the enabler. I'm just the vessel because I have the means. Politics is expensive. And they will always suppress our people because they know our people don't have the money. Now you ask yourself, why is it that colored policemen don't get promoted? Why is it that in Saldanha Bay, there's the Navy, there's the Army? Why is it that our kids don't work there, but they live next to the place? Why is it that in the clinics, you know, in Mitchell's Plain, mothers must send their children far so that black kids can come and go to schools in Mitchell's Plain? That is the regime. You can be my heart. You can have your opinion about me, but as a proud colored man, if it was colored people taking jobs of black people and white people, I would have stood up. If it was Indians taking jobs of black people, I would have stood up. Why do people expect me with my resources, my context? A simple example I'm going to make you stand. Yesterday, I go to Kraaifontein. The uncle is showing me, come check it, the children are going to drown here. We take a video of children that is holding on to the wire because the road is flooded. I went on Facebook and I said to the DA, I'm not going to leave this place until you fix it. Even if I was to sleep there. I said to it on Facebook, I said it on Twitter. Within an hour, they sent 2 trucks and 8 people to go and work there. Now, that was partly my influence. Now, must I not use that influence for the betterment of our people? The photos are there. People can see it. Go to my Facebook. Everything is there. Our people are suffering. I met a lady yesterday. She can't walk. And she lives on the 3rd floor of the flats. And she says, Katie, kry my toch net 'n flat op die vloer, man. That's all wat ek vra. I mean, she's a prisoner in her own house. I met a man that's 50 years old. He was an orphan. He does not have an ID. So I'm not standing up for the people in Constantia. Don't make a mistake. I'm not standing up for the people in Bishop's Court. Don't make that mistake. I'm standing up for the backyard dwellers in Hanover Park. 30,000 of them. In Hanover Park alone, there's 30,000 backyard dwellers. Those are the people I'm fighting for. Those people will not talk about my past. Those people will not, all they care about is a helping hand. And that is what I'm providing. I am so tired I am so beyond hurtful of people here that all the time just want to judge me. Ek vra vir jou niksie. Ek gaan nie vir jou weer roppie. Ek het jou nog nie geroppie. En die wat ek gerop het ek verskoning gevra en ek het geboet vir dit. So I am saying, get off your high horse en gaan op Elsie's rivier toe. Gaan Menenberg toe when the bullets are flying. Go to Menenberg. Go to Menenberg where children are being shot dead and go and help the mother and console the mother. That's what I'm asking today. But ek gaan nie weer vir my laat kom vertel van goedes wat ek gemaak het. 27 years ago, I was a criminal. But you still want to remind me of that. So what do you want? Do you want me to remain a gangster? Unfortunately, you can't tell me what to do with my life.
In Gayton, that's exactly what's happening. With the people on the Cape Flats, with the young men on the Cape Flats, we are reminding them that kyk, julle is criminals. Julle kan nie regkom because we actually keeping them there. We're not giving them an alternative. And I mean, you are a successful businessman. You have worked hard to get to where you are today. But what about that young man that want to come right, but there's no help for him? I mean, an example also to actually use, like you said, backyard dwellers. You have a family, jy het 'n ouma wat 'n pension kry. Dan moet sy met daai pension vir die hele familie wat daar bly op haar erf, moet sy provide, sy moet kos koop. I mean, 1.7 is little money because you have unemployed people living there. Probably 3 or 4 families living in a 1-bedroom flat. Nothing has really changed. If you look at the houses on the Cape Flats, you have, like in Parkwood het 1 slaapkamerhuise, maar jy het 12, 13 mense waar daar bly. Evens die huise wat gebou word, die RDP huise wat gebou word nowadays, is dieselfde, is nou soos die ou apartheid huise. En daar word nie recreational facilities gebou vir ons mense nie. So nou kry jy 'n plek soos Pelican Park. Pelican Park is jy van die pad af. Hulle het nou huise gebou daar, maar daar's nie sokkevelde nie, daar's nie 'n parkie nie. Ons kinders speel so op 'n landsie speel hulle sokker daar. Dit is wat hulle van ons dink. En I want to ask you, how are we going to fix also this infrastructure on the Cape Flats? Because geen mens moet so lewe nie. As jy op die Kaapse vlakte loop en jy kyk na die huise, die 1-bedroom houses. Dit 15, 20 mense wat in 'n huis bly, 'n bungalowtjie agter op 'n klein erf. How are we going to fix this? Because met dit gebeur het wat kinders verkragt word, mense word verkragt en almal bly op 'n hoop. So Gayton, how can we fix this as a party, as a society? How can we fix these problems that you currently have on the Cape Flats with the infrastructure?
I think firstly is that this is a political problem. They are tolerating us. And I say us, I mean the people in Langa, the people in Guguletu, the people in the Cape Flats. They are tolerating us. How do you have so many people sitting on the Cape Flats in backyard dwellers, sitting at the back? Then you have the stadium there that's standing empty. Big stadiums, golf courses. The golf must wait a bit. White people can't have it so easy in Cape Town. They've got so many golf courses, but they say there's no land. I'm going to turn the golf courses into housing units. If there's no land, we have to start there. You can't be playing golf. Golf is not a matter of life and death. But where our people stay in the backyards, it's a matter of life and death. Don't come and tell me there's no land. The people in Blikkiesdorp has been put there for how many years? They were told you're going to be there for 3 months. They've been here for more than 10 years. So I'm saying to you first, it's a problem of not wanting to spend money. The flats that our people live. In Joburg, the people have title deeds. Our people still pay for the flats. On the 28th, people must stop paying for the flats when we take over. That flat has been paid by your granny, by your mother, by your auntie. Then there's golf courses that's standing here, the stadiums that's standing empty. That can host hundreds and thousands of people. And I'm saying that we are so scared to offend the rich in this country, particularly in Cape Town. Die mense sê dat die land die maar die stad het baie wynplasse. No, Some of those wine farms belongs to the state. It's just long leases. We need to stop those leases and we need to build houses there. Because, there's some issues people do not think about. Let me tell you something that people don't want to talk about. In the backyard dwellers, the mother and the father and the 3 children stay there in one room. One room. The mother and the father think the children are asleep and they're having sex. The children is 8, 9, 10 years old. They're already exposed to seeing parents having sex. There's no privacy. You and me both know you can say during sex, I'm going to be quiet, but you don't know how that process is going to unfold and you're going to make a noise. That children become sexually active at a young age. They're trying that because they saw their parents do that. Then the children are falling pregnant. And then the children get a child, the child get a child, and the state gives them money. Then she's like, oh, this is easy. Let me have another child. I'm going to get more money. And that's why you see so many kids on the Cape Flats got 4 kids before the age of 22. But you will say, oh, Deacon, this will laugh. Deacon, this will that. But you don't understand. Look for where the problem started. Do you want to say to me that, when people were dying on the Cape Flats, everybody spoke about Save the Rhino. I was one of the few people that says the rhino moet maar seker doodgaan dat ons mense seker next in line. The problems in the Cape Flats is not by the people of the Cape Flats. And that is what brought me to be so active. The problem is not by the people. The problem is by the government that the people chose. The problem was by the ANC. It is now by the DA. There's a company here called Fulcon. There was a company, people don't know about it. It's called Fulcon, the company. This company was owned by an ex-prisoner, a white one, but you'll not hear about it. A white ex-prisoner. He got 400 to 500 million rands worth of tenders to build houses for the people on the Cape Flats. He took the money back to London. He didn't build houses. Nobody speaks about them. They speak about this ex-con that has never received government money. So what am I trying to say to you? I'm saying to you, our problem is political. So what we as the PA are going to do, we are going to work very hard. We are going to try to unseat the DA government, like we did in Johannesburg. First thing we're going to do is Nigeria. First thing we're going to do is we bring God back into schools. Because they've taken God out of schools. They've taken God out of schools. That's the first thing we as the PA are going to do. We are going to bring God back into school. Because if you take God out, you're making space for the devil to come in. So as the PA, as a God-fearing party, we are going to bring God back into schools. The second thing we are going to do is all the foreigners, illegal foreigners, must go home. We jail you. We don't play. We win today, you're going home. We must fix our country. The third thing we're going to do, we're going to build drug rehab centers. But it will not be where you go and read the Bible the whole day and do nothing. No. We are going to change you. I have changed myself, but I must be honest. I didn't do it alone. I was helped. Now, what type of a human being does that make me if I don't want to help others? But everything I have today was not my own 2 hands. I was helped by people. I should pay it forward. I should help them too. That's what my God teaches me. Love your neighbor as thyself. So I am not here because I'm smart. I'm not here because I'm connected. I was helped. We all need help in life. And I'm saying to you today, I am just doing what has been done to me by trying to help. If you don't like our politics, show us better politics.
And Gayton, what I also want to you spoke about the justice system. The justice system has failed our people tremendously, especially on the Cape Flats. You kill somebody today on the Cape Flats, you get 3-4 years. for killing somebody, for taking somebody's life. You steal food to provide for your family, you get 7 to 10 years. It doesn't make sense for me. Our justice system needs to be taken out, and we need to put in a system that really have a balance. Because at the moment, we don't have a justice system that looks after the people. And what is the Patriotic Alliance? What is the step when it comes to the justice system as well as with the police system? I mean, most of the cops, if not 70, 60%, are corrupt. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to? Because you have criminals, people that is not supposed to be in police, that are police officers. These two things we need to look at. How are we going to fix this should the PA get into power?
Right. I think first let's start with the one of the killing. You say when you kill a person you get 3 years. I think let's rephrase that. It's when you kill a colored person you get 3 years. Gaat maak 'n boer dood. Go kill a white man. You never seen the sun again. So our justice system is flawed. While we kill each other, they're fine with that. But don't come, don't come over the mountain. When you come over the mountain, you will never come out again. We'll never see you again. You'll get life, 2 double life, 4 lives for killing one person. Maar just skiet iemand dood hier in Bella of in Hanover Park. Ag, ons sien so binne 'n paar maande. Voor Christmas is jy uit because you've killed a life that has been deemed worthless by this government. A life that means nothing to this government. So we need overall, you can't have this apartheid judges still being judges. We've got very good lawyers coming up. We need to prepare them to take on the roles of judges and magistrates. Because these judges of us, most of them are apartheid judges. If you're apartheid, so they naturally didn't like our people. So of course they're not going to care about the life of our people. And then the police force, I saw something when I was traveling abroad in many countries, which I would really love to implement here. If you go to London, the police force, if you go and make a statement at the police, it's not a police person there. It's not a police person. The person in the police station is a clerk. It's an admin person. And that's how it should be. Policing should be on the beat. Hulle moet in die straat is. Hulle moet nie wees. They mustn't be in the police station, sit and sleep there. Our police are certifying copies. Our police are listening to complaints. That's not what policing should be. We should get all these jobless matriculants and we should put them there to write, to take statements. And the police should be outside doing the job. Hello? Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Gayton, there's something that I want to bring also under your attention. Our people from the Cape Flats, we live on the Cape Flats, but we work in town and we get a little salary. That's the other thing. Now, remember, now you must travel all the way from Mitchell's Plain to town. Why? And there's a lot of land, like you said earlier on, on the Cape Flats that's available. Why can't we use this and build factories there on the Cape Flats? Why can't we have industrial areas on the Cape Flats? Because, I mean, if we have more industrial areas on the Cape Flats, we can employ more people. And I mean, also remember when you travel from town to the Cape Flats, it takes you a few hours to work and back. So you don't see your family. So this structure has been built so that it keeps us away from our family and it keeps us poor. What can you do about this? What can the Patriotic Alliance do about this? Because we need to look at a solution where our people, grow, where we financially grow. Because remember, Gayton, you live in Constantia, but many years ago, my mother them owned property there legally, and they were removed by the 1950 Group Act, and so many of other colored people on the Cape Flats, but nothing was really done to improve where we're currently living. And the problem is this: how can we compensate our people? How can we compensate our people for the loss of money? Yes, we can create jobs, but we are always going to be in deficit as colored people.
All right. I think, Sustain, the first thing is that we are the most as colored people in Cape Town, but we get the least. Let me repeat that. We are the most, but we get the least. Why is that? Because we vote wrong. We vote wrongly. We vote wrongly. We are the most, we get the least. Politics changes everything. If you want nothing to do with politics, politics will have something to do with you. What I am saying, before we even get to the factories, it's going to take years to construct the factories, 2 years, 3 years. But in the meantime, that stadium there, let's start with the stadium before we get to the golf courses. What stops our people from living there? They must also enjoy the mountain and the sea. Then you get a person who don't even have property. They say, oh, the property prices are good. You don't even have property, but you are worried about the property prices. What you're actually saying is that our people enjoying the mountain and the sea, which is their right because God brought those things here. You are saying the property prices are going to go. We must be radical in the changes. We must turn that stadium into low-cost housing immediately, not talk. And our backyard dwellers can go and live there and get jobs. Secondly, the issue of the golf courses. There's just too many golf courses around here that we can use for housing. Thirdly, the factories. Why is it that we don't make furniture here? We don't make clothes here? Rex Truman was one of the biggest textile factories. Our mothers grew up working in the textile factories. Where are they? We got to bring that back. We got to use the things. School uniform should be made here. All the things like toilet paper should be made here. Those are jobs. The fruits and the fruits here in Cape Town should not only belong to white people. The fishing industry, which breaks my heart. The fishing industry in Cape Town can provide jobs to 25% of the young people here. But our people are being told, you only get a permit. While the big fishing trawlers can catch all year, and they're taking one fishing trawler, takes what all the colored permits are getting. So I'm saying to you, you are not going to change the lives of our people by kowtowing to money interest. You got to be radical. You got to come in and say, all right, here's the budget. We're not going to spend the budget in Constantia. We're not going to spend the budget in Sea Point. We are going to spend the budget in Langa. We're going to spend the budget in Menenberg. We're going to spend in Mitchell's Plain. How come there's no potholes in Constantia? But we've got one vote in Constantia and the people's got one vote in Menenberg, but Menenberg got so many potholes. You see, those are uncomfortable questions that the tri-whites don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about it because they're going to offend white people or money people, even us black people and colored people with money. Some of us get offended when people mention these things, but it's the truth. If the truth offends you, you must know that there's something wrong with you. I am saying, Cape Town is getting price after price, year after year, as the best run city, the most well-kept city. Ons weet almal it's not the truth. How can children die every day in a city and you say that's the best run city? Cape Town works only for the whites. It works only for the rich. It works for rich coloreds, rich blacks, rich Indians, rich whites. It does not work for poor people. Now let's look at Hanover Park. There's no more space to move people. Nobody talks what they're going to do with the 30,000 backyard dwellers. I'm telling you, I'm taking them to the stadium. We're going to turn that stadium around so that human rights come before entertainment. Sport is entertainment. Golf is leisure. Now, that's one of the things I'm talking about. Foreigners, illegal foreigners, they should go home. That's more jobs. We're going to start making, planting, going to farming with our people. We're going to go. The wine industry, it's a multi-billion rand industry. That's the The fruit industry, it's a multi-billion rand industry. There's not colors. The fishing industry, it's a multi-billion rand industry. There's no colors. Mount is meester. No. Hate me, but that needs to change. Those companies must return all those permits. When we take over, we're going to change all of that. En ons gaan sê, kykie, onze mense is mos nie onnoosel, man. We have taught you how to fish. Our people have no permits to mine. Our people have no permits to hunt. Something is wrong and people are scared to tell the truth. It's easy and it's convenient for them to talk about my past. Wat ek nie weet wat dit nou uit te waai met the situation we find ourselves in. But even that is not stopping me. I am saying that we're going to change Cape Town. All these youngsters that are in drugs, we're going to send into drug rehab centers. We are going to give them jobs. And I told you how we're going to create the jobs. You know, people underestimate mechanization. Mechanization has taken 80% of the jobs. You can't have, when you fix the road, you have one machine doing the job of 1,000 people. That machine cost 100 million rands. 10 million rands. Leave the machine. Use the 10 million to pay people like they do in India. I'm saying to people, we bring in toilet paper from outside. We bring in furniture from outside. We've got so much timber. We bring all our coffins come from outside. Why can't we make coffins? Because people are dying every day. Our fruit and veg, A grade goes out, we're getting Z grade or D grade. Those are things that people must understand. All I'm asking people in the Cape Flats, on the Cape Flats, give us a chance. Don't vote for us if you can show what you voting for the DA has done good in your life. Don't vote for us if you can show what voting for the ANC has done good in your life. But if you have nothing to show for your vote, bring your vote home. Vote for yourself. Because you vote for PA, you vote for yourself. Because we're taking people that live in the community. You can't be a councillor in PA and live in town. That's why I can't be a councillor, because I live in town. I live in the suburbs. We want councillors when there's load shedding. They must also have load shedding. When the sewer is running down the street, they must also have sewers running down the street. All I'm asking the people, Kaapstad, don't let Joburg leave you behind. You're going to see the children in Johannesburg having jobs, opportunities, business opportunities, because they've realized in Johannesburg they the D in the ANC. That's why they don't vote for them. They're voting for the PA. I am just saying, you've given these people 27 years. You never complain. You've not given us one chance yet, but you got a long list of complaints already. It's mostly recht, man. We've got a young lady, Chanel Stevens, running for the mayoral candidate. Chanel is the daughter of a gangster. I was a gangster. Her father was a gangster. Her father is departed. I was a gangster. He was a gangster. She has seen that part. But in spite of her dad and people like me being gangsters, her dad has managed to pay so that she can go and get an education. That was the actions of a man that is giving his daughter opportunities that he didn't have. And I'm saying to you, she works every day going into different areas, and she understands because she's seen her brothers, her cousins, her father's friends all die. And she does not want to see that happening to other people's children. So I'm saying, let's give her a chance. Stop voting for people that you never meet. You see them on TV. Let's give this young lady a chance to become the mayor of Cape Town. She's educated. She's smart. She has seen pain. She's experienced pain. And all that she wants to do is to bring change to our people. She doesn't read about the poverty of Cape Town. She doesn't hear about it, about violence in Cape Town. She doesn't hear about the problems in Cape Town. She knows the problems of Cape Town. She experienced the problems of Cape Town. She grew up with the problems of Cape Town. She took a taxi to go to university to get herself a good education. And she loves children. So I'm saying to each and every person here, I thank God for the people of Elrado Park. I thank God for the people of Reveille, because they opened their eyes. And I'm saying to the people of the Cape Flats, go and see how do we live in Constantia. Go and see how we live in Bishop Scott. How is it that we can live like that? But the people decide in Valhalla Park, in Elsies, in Kraaifontein, why should you live like second-class citizens? I'm not standing for any position, but I'm making the little that God has given me, I'm making available and say, let me help you to become a leader in your community. I'm not even choosing who should be councillor as the leader of the PA. The other leaders in the PA does not choose who should be councillors. We want the community to choose people that they know help them. During COVID, when the government was taking food past Menenberg into Langa, when the government was taking food past Bulter and taken into Soweto, when the government was taking food past Reveille, we were the ones that took the little we have and we said, let's give you food parcels. We couldn't give everybody, but we gave as much as we could. So I'm saying to people, we can't live on charity alone. We are now in a Kairos moment. This is a moment where we can change Cape Town. Ons vat ons Kaap terug. We are the first nation. The Khoisan is the first nation. But we live like visitors here. I walk in the waterfront today and I was shocked to see how people are enjoying life. No shooting, spending money, shopping. And I just got quiet because I was thinking, my mense is agter die berg. Want ek nou terug gaan ek hoor wie was geskiet. My mense, die hele shops hier nie is mense nie. KFC vat ons R2, maar ek kan nie ons mense hier nie. In our community, but our people are blind to that, but their eyes are just open when it comes to my past. I'm saying let's change the narrative. Forget about me, I'm sorted. My kids, sorted. But there are kids that are not sorted. So if those kids are not sorted, my kids are not sorted. If they are not sorted, the parents, I can never be sorted. Help us to fight this thing. Let us change stuff. Let us change. The enemy is the DA. The DA only cares about white people. That's a fact. They fired a paramedic in Mitchell's Plain. Uncle Kippy. Everybody knows Uncle Kippy there. They fired him because there was a cat on a tree that the paramedics had to take off and help them. And there was a man getting a heart attack, a black man or colored man. They said to him, how much is the cut off? But he will come and tell you his story. You can invite him here. When they evicted the people in Steenvilla, they had all the cops there in Steenvilla to evict the people, and 7 young people were shot dead in Lavender Hill on the same day. And you still want to talk about my past? When they hired policemen the other day, out of 2,000 policemen, there are 3 coloreds. How is that right? I mean, when are we going to say enough is enough? If the black people here are toying, they close the streets for the people that can't go to work. What have our people done? I am saying, people, we've got one chance. One chance. Give us a chance so that we can help you to govern yourself. We are unapologetic. In El Rado Park, there was no electricity. They said city power does not have the resources. We took out our own money and fixed that electricity. We fixed it with our own money. That's how much we love and we care about our people. Now, in Coronationville, there's no water for 1 month in Johannesburg. Government is not answering the people. The people are calling, nobody answers. I then went on my Twitter account today at 6 p.m. and I told the MMC, I said, MMC, don't ignore people. If you don't help us today, there will be something tomorrow. Within an hour, he came back and there's now water start coming out. Now, it's not because of me. It is the might of the organization I represent, the PA. They know we are unapologetic. Hulle weet wie ons is, ons bysa nie. Die PA bysa nie. Is die Gayton nie. Is die PA. Wat die bysa nie. So we're asking Cape Town, give us a chance. Let us stop. You know, black man in Goro stood here, a leader of the ANC, in Cape Town, and he said, leave the colors, they are a bunch of drunkards. Kaya Makaka said here in the very same Cape Town, colored people are dogs. Spielman said colored people should be bliksemed. The mayor. That time is over where colored people get insulted like that. We are colored and we are proud. And we're going to stand together. We're going to forgive each other. We are not going to wait for the boss or for the missus to come and save us. We are who we've been waiting for. We are who we've been waiting for. We can do this. We've got musicians. We've got actors. We've got people that can sing, that can perform, that can make us laugh. We've got all those people. But look, they don't even make TV. They don't get booked for gigs. They don't do this. The kapse klopse. It's an integral part of our culture. But they must beg for 1 or 2 million rands. They should beg for 1 or 2 million rands. They should beg for 1 or 2 million rands. Our people should beg for 1 or 2 million rands. The kapse klopse. Now you ask yourself, what are we voting for? We're not asking for 2 terms. Give the PA 1 term and you will see massive change on the Cape Flats.
Gayton, iets baie belangrik gesê daar en as 'n kleelingman kan ek saam met jou stem. En dit kom ook in by BEE. Dis ook nog 'n ding wat ons mense terughou is die BEE dinge. Hulle sê ons val onder daai kategorie, maar wanneer jy apply vir 'n job dan is ons nie disadvantaged genoeg nie. I want to ask you, is that something that you're going to get rid of when it comes to the BE things? Gayton, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me on the other side? Or is it no, but just sound
Well, I can hear you now. I've got somebody here with a thing. I couldn't hear from my phone.
Okay. Gayton, I spoke about the BE thing. Hulle sê ons mense wanneer dit kom by 'n BE pos, nou hulle sê ons val onder BE, maar wanneer jy gaan vir daai job, dan sê hulle vir jou jy is nie disadvantaged genoeg hier. Dis amper soos ons mense was nie deel gewees van die 1950s groep uit nie. Ons het nie gesak onder dit nie. Wat ek vir jou wil vra is, wat gaan ons doen as PA oorvat? Wat gaan ons doen omtrent die BEE? Wat gaan ons doen as PO van wat gaan ons doen omtrent die BEE?
Right. When the PE takes over, we are going to scratch that Z83 form. With us, you are your white, black, Indian, whatever. We're going to be South African. And when you're South African, there will be no discrimination, because this BE, it is discriminating against our people. We have to scrap BE in its entirety, and we must come up with other empowerment tools to empower our people. But BE has shown nothing to our people for 27 years. So there's no talk about it. BE should go. You know, for me, what does not work for everybody cannot work. Let me repeat that. What does not work for everyone cannot work. We're going to change it. We must change it. And actually, our people are so scared of change. But the current is not serving us. You know, the one thing our people need to learn, talent without opportunity means nothing. Let me make you an example of one person. Ombiza van die Park, Councillor Ashley Sauls. I've met very few people in my life as talented, as smart, as witty, as funny as him. And he was making jokes on Facebook. And he was a pastor in the church. His income was extremely meager. And what did I do? I approached him. And we gave him an opportunity. We didn't give him talent. Listen very carefully. We didn't give him Biza talent. We gave him an opportunity. He took that opportunity with flying colors. Today, he's a councillor in the city of Johannesburg. He's a chief whip in the city of Johannesburg. He's our mayoral candidate in the city of Johannesburg. Now, you think would have been all those things if he has not been given opportunity? We didn't give him talent. And there are many Mbizas on the Cape Flats. All that they need is not talent. They just need an opportunity. And BE suppresses people like Umbiza, suppresses people like on the Cape Flats. So what we are trying to do, we are just trying to give people the opportunity, like we did with Umbiza, because he's so smart, witty, funny, talented. He flew with the opportunity. And I'm saying to you today, there are many Umbizas on the Cape Flats. There are people that's good at sport on the Cape Flats. There are people that's good at singing, at acting. Where are our actors? The TV is full of white people and black people and Indian people. Onze mense kom net in as hulle gangsters soek. Look at it. Dat mense is bang om het te sê. Look at it. Die mense kom net in as hulle gangsters soek. Vaste kalle kom, jy kan met die rol speel, ne? Kom, wees gewoon van Scully, jy weet mos hoe. Look at that movie called Scully. Scully, 5-ster. The TV program was the most popular TV program. But the problem was it was a white criminal. And white people said, no, stop this nonsense. Scully was so popular, but they stopped it. Because he projected white people in a certain way. What did they do? They brought it back as a movie. And guess what has changed about Scully? They just put a color there as a lead actor. So right for the brother, man, he must get some money. It's not his fault. I'm trying to talk about the system. It's very hard for them to put a brain surgeon in a movie, on TV as a colored. It's very hard for them to put a colored as a successful business person with major interest, blue chip interest. But for them, ons moet net die rol speel van 'n skollie en iemand wat iemand kom doodmaak of iemand wat smokkel. Go watch your TV. So I'm saying that we need to change the mindset, the narrative. That's what we need to change. BEE has failed. We need to come up with something that can empower all the people. Because something that empower a select few cannot work.
Gayton, and I do agree with you because as ons praat van movies, van boeke skrywe, dan is dit gangsterboeke. It's gangster movies, you know. What I want to ask you also, Gayton, as a author, jy weet hoe moeilik is dit vir ons kleerlingmense om ons boeke te kry in die boekwinkel in. We went to go and support a friend yesterday with a book in exclusive books in the waterfront, and it was difficult for her to get a book in there. And what you've mentioned a few things that is very crucial. When you know, it word geïgnoreer. Ons het word nie oor gepraat nie because ons allow it waar ons mense word gejudge according to ons kleur, you know, die tipe job wat jy kry, die area wat jy bly en die way hoe jy getreat word. You know, as jy instap by 'n winkel of by 'n plek, okay, dis 'n kleerling, is fine treat vir hom of treat vir haar so. And that is the problem. And that brings me to, you know, gender-based violence on the Cape Flats. It's an intergenerational thing that has been happening for many years. Gender-based violence only got a name recently, gender-based violence, but it has been abused for many years. We see it from our grandfathers, from our great-grandfathers, and it has been taken from, you know, from our people, from generation to generation. I want to ask you, Gayton, you know, how are we going to stop gender-based violence? Because we need to protect our women as well. That's one of our biggest problems. Cyril has made many promises. We're going to do this and that, but nothing has materialized. If PA or when PA gets into power, how are we going to address the issue of gender-based violence? If PA or when PA gets into power, how are we going to address the issue of gender-based violence?
I think, you know, firstly, let me congratulate you for saying when we get in power, because we're definitely getting into power. The issue of gender-based violence, let me first tell you, is wrong. It's despicable. There's no excuse for it, but there's a solution for it. Let's go back again. Our men are angry. And no matter how angry you are, you have no right to hit a woman or to do wrong. We're not living in the old times when we had no respect for women, which was still wrong then. But gender-based violence, it's an anger issue. You must be angry with women to hurt them and hit them and assault them like that. That anger, and this is no excuse. I'm just trying to address the root cause. Firstly, our men, where are all the men that used to build buildings, that used to lay pipes, that used to do electrical work? They are all jobless today. They can't provide for their families. Those people, it makes you angry if you can see your child being hungry and you have a skill without an opportunity. Now, I looked at gender-based violence and I'm like, you know what? I even said in the PA, if you see a man hitting a woman, you better hit that man, I will bail you out. But that's a short-term solution. It's not even a solution. Because you don't fight violence with violence. But what I'm saying to you is that we need to make longer sentences, number one. Two, we need to have that sense of community again. But now that sense of community has disappeared. Why did it disappear? Because ek kan nie weer my brood deel met my buurvrou nie. Want is my laaste broodjie. You know, poverty breeds anger. And people don't want to talk about it. But poverty breeds anger. And this whole lack of opportunity leads to people drinking. This whole abuse of alcohol, abuse of drugs. People assault the women because the women don't give them money for drugs. It's a social and a socio-economic problem. We have serious problems. And how are we going to address that? Is by dealing with the root causes. You know, it's very hard for a person with a good job to sell drugs. It's very hard for a person with good opportunities to be angry the whole day and to assault women. But it's also a policing problem. We have undocumented illegal foreigners here. If they had raped a woman, where would you get DNA to find him guilty? Let's start there. But even local guys that assault women and are guilty of GBV, violence against women, and it is a policing problem. Because the police say you go and get a thing against the woman, against the man not to come there, a court order. The man still come and he would not be arrested. It's a policing problem. So we don't need one prong approach. We need multiple prong approaches. But at the end of the day, most of our problems is lack of opportunity. And what do I mean by that? I mean, when our children finishes matric, it's the end of them. If they don't go to the factory, they don't become a taxi driver, they become a drug dealer. Because they don't get NASFAS, they don't get bursaries, they don't get money from the National Youth Development Agency, they don't get money from the Mzobomvu Youth Fund. Our children don't get that. We have serious problems that we need to address. But we can only really start truly and adequately address those problems with political power. And that's all that we ask for. We are not going to fix everything in one day, but you're going to see us a work in progress fixing things. And particularly, number one, like this, violence against women and children. We need to fix it with good policing. At the moment the woman goes to the police station, the woman does not know English. The policeman does not know Afrikaans. He writes a statement for the woman. And when he writes a statement for the woman, he writes his own nonsense there. And then the woman at court, she loses the case. Because he wrote what she didn't say. These things happen. We have cases and cases and cases of that. So how do you solve that? You solve it by having police that understand the language of the complainants. But now you have a policeman speaking Xhosa from the Transkei, serving people that speak Afrikaans. It's a recipe it's just a recipe for disaster that. And it's a policing problem. It is a socio-economic problem. It needs education, and education in saying how to treat women right, and it needs less angry men. Because South African men are too angry. We are too angry. And we need to understand what makes us angry. And what makes us angry is being unable to provide for your family. You know, I know grown men that live off their parents' sasa. Man that has never had a job for 15 years. Do you know what that does to a man? I'm not saying he should assault a woman, but I'm saying what it does to him as a person. It turns him into an alcoholic. It turns him into a person that he was never supposed to be. Government has a duty to change lives, to provide opportunities. It's a duty, it's not a favor. And what we are saying is that on the Cape Flats, we were number one. But ek groot word, all the uncles on the Cape Flats used to work countries. We used to call it countries. They'll go out and build in other places, go and build big buildings, go and do electrical work in big buildings, because their skill was such a needed skill. Today, Zimbabweans have taken their jobs. And you want us to fold our arms? I drove today to Bontejevel, and it's just up, what is it called, Somalian shops. Where are our uncles that used to have shops at the corner? How do we allow these people to come here? They don't even hire our children. They don't provide jobs. They don't pay tax. Those are the things that we don't want to talk about, but we should talk about it. Because if we don't talk about it, that's where our salvation is economically.
And I do agree with you there. With all the shops, but there's one thing that bothers me, and I'm not going to be long. Het is so lekker met jou te praat, but I know you are a busy man. But there's just some things that I want to talk to you about. Just the last things. Nothing in our country really works. Eskom werk glad nie. Eskom werk wanneer hulle wil. The other thing is this, the Navy. like I said previously, our children don't get accepted onto the Navy. Onto the Navy. I mean, still in the 90s, when our people applied for jobs on the Navy, our people got jobs. But after the 90s, in the 2000s, things went wrong. And like you said, my father's a builder. When BE came in the early 2000s, he couldn't find jobs anymore because now BE decided who will get the job. And that causes a lot of frustration because the uncle, I mean, we live in one bedroom homes. But ons het nie geld om aan te bou nie. We have the best builders here. Ons het mense wat kan klere maak. People that used to work in the textile industry, all of them don't have jobs. They can make clothes. Ons het mense hoef nie stukkende klere rond te loop nie. We have aunties and uncles that can make clothes. But the problem is this. We don't have the money. The money has been kept away from us. The opportunities has been kept away from us to prosper. And that is what I want to ask you the last question. How are we fixing this thing of ESCOM and when you do get into power or if you get into power, what is the first thing Gayton is going to do for the people on the Cape Flats? Because I know we spoke about this, but just to end off, what is the first thing that you are going to do to fix this thing that we have? Like you said, you will get rid of all this of all those people, illegal people. I mean, in Wynberg, Wynberg is a good place to start with. We have people in Wynberg, foreigners, illegal foreigners selling drugs to our young girls, keeping our young girls hostage. They're living as prostitutes there. We're going to need some action and immediate action. So for the first few months, when you take over, or if you do take over, what is the first thing that we can expect to see in the first 6 months when PA take over Cape Town? What is the first thing that we can expect to see in the first 6 months when PA take over Cape Town?
I think the first thing that's needed is factories. I don't know why they closed the factories. They closed the factories. You don't know why they closed the factories. We need to reopen all factories. We need to reopen all the factories. I mean the clothing factory, the textile factories. We need to open all those factories. For me, that is crucial. We not only need to open the factories because the people that has the building skill, because there's a gap now, those people are about to turn 65, 70. They still teach us. They can still teach us how to build. They need to teach the youngsters. So we need to have schools for entrepreneurs. We need to bring, so the first thing I'm going to bring is money in the Cape Flats. Where will we get the money from? From the state. We're going to stop paying money only in Constantia, Bishop Scott, and alle lekker plekke. Opportunities must come here. We must, we must make sure that our people get the tenders. Our people get the opportunities. Our people get the business funding. So you can't just do one thing, but the first thing we are going to do, which is hand in hand, it is the drug rehab centers. To build those drug rehab centers is going to create jobs. We are going to fix things that are broken. We are going to redo the pipes in the Cape Flats. Die pipe van die Cape Flats was geleid deur apartheid nog. So when it leaks, when it does this, it's because the infrastructure is old, rotten, and has surpassed the years. So we are saying the first thing we're going to do is the factories. It is the drug rehab centers. To build those drug rehab centers, you are already creating employment. And we are going to teach entrepreneurs. You see the problem of us on soek net werk. Maar jy kan nie net werk soek nie. Jy moet werk ook create. Government can't be the only person, people creating jobs. Now, if you give entrepreneurs, the carpet baie mense, man, with business skill, and the ones they don't have will be taught by us. So the first thing we're going to do in Cape Town is the factories. Because once you have the factories, and the factories does not even need to get good business. All you do is you say, you make school clothes for all the clothes, you make overalls for all the mechanical engineers, all the mechanics. We got skill here. Our people are fast learners. We need to turn our people, we need to get back into business. We need to make Cape Town work. We need to make the city work. We need to bring, you look at all the locks they're taking out of the country. Let's make coffins with it. Let's make furniture with it. Let us turn this. You know, our people used to, the old people used to do. I saw it in overseas. I was in Portugal. And I stopped because I saw canned fruit. And it was something like $300. Ek sê, "Fuck. My mommy het die gemaakt, sommer gou by die huis, man." So we need to do all those things. We need to teach the skill that we were known for, like electricians, like electrical work, like plumbing, like carpentry, like building work. We need to impart that skill back to the new youngsters. When they come from drug rehab, they go straight into the skill. That's what we need to do. You see, my brother, there's no way you're going to change this by doing the old things. If you bring the old things, you're going to get the old results. I want to repeat that. If we keep on doing the old things, we're going to get the old results. What is the old results? People dying, people not getting opportunity, people being overlooked for jobs. So we need a new thing. And the new thing that we are going to bring is we're going to get people busy. And people asked me yesterday, what are we going to do with the high joblessness? You can't give everybody a job immediately. I said, I know. That's why I'm going to steal from what apartheid did. I'm sending them all out to the army. If you don't have a job, if you don't study, they got army too. Ons vra nie vir jou nie. Ons vat jou. Because every white man that works at my mine, everyone, they all got a skill. And I ask them, where did you teach? Who taught you this? They all say, at the army, sir. All of them. He'll be a mechanic. I'll be like, where did you learn to be a mechanic? At the army, sir. He can cook well. Where did you learn to cook? At the army, sir. He can be a good paramedic. Where did you learn? At the army, sir. So when Gayton McKenzie and the PA takes over, ons gaat vir jou army to vat. While we look at what you're going to do to get your life right. Because apartheid, not everything in apartheid was bad. They didn't ask, they took them. We are going to steal them from apartheid. We are going to take our young people that sit here on the corners. Waar die mense se huise inbreek, waar die hele loop en tik. Ons vat vir jou army toe. Ons gaan vir jou reg kry by die army. We're going to get you right. When you come back there, you will be a gentleman. You will be no skill. And then you can get funding for a business. The mistake that most South Africans make, they like to say, where are you going to get the money from? South Africans, this country is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. You think we are not rich as a country because you don't see the money. They don't even show you the rents. What more the dollars? I am saying we're living in a wealthy country. I can argue this, we're living in the wealthiest country in the world. Now, how can you ask if your father is rich? Where will we get money from, mom, to do this and this? Your dad is rich. This country is our father. It's wealthy. And that wealth must start working for the people of this country. It cannot just work for a select few. We are going to change things. All that we ask. Put Chanel in there. Put the councillors in there. Let us vote. If they vote for Constantia, we say no, we vote for Menenberg. If they say no, this money must go to Bishop Scott, we say no. We are voting this money must go to Elsie's, to Hanover Park, to Bella. We can't have to Bishop Lavers. That can't be man. That the people are getting RDP houses and we keep on being thrown in these old flats. It cannot be. Why can't we? Our people don't get houses. People come from Transkei to get houses here. So I am saying to you that if we miss this train, the PA is the last hope. If we miss it on the 27th of October, we can forget as colored people in the Western Cape. We must forget. We should forget. The DA uses the vote of colored people to make sure the future of white children are sorted out. The DA, so you mustn't think I made a mistake. I want to repeat it. The DA is using the vote of colored people to make sure that white children's future is sorted out. I am saying to you, We must all be equal in this country. Let's forget, if you say you forgive and you forget the past, let's forget what white people did to us. Let's forget what black people did to us now during the last 27 years. Let us look forward, let's hold hands, and let us build one nation under God. Let us bring God back into schools. The Bahamas took God out of schools, and that country went down. When they put God back into schools, Bibelkunde, madrasa, let's do that, and you will see how God will bless us as a nation. But now we've taken God out, and we're asking, why is the children stabbing the teachers? Why is the children not listening to the teachers? What did we expect? Religion grounds you. It grounds you in neighborliness, in love for your neighbor. You will not stab your teacher when you've just heard about how powerful God is. When you hear that vengeance belongs to the Lord. I'm asking each and every person here, let us remove the DA from power. A Muslim that votes for the DA is worse than a Zionist. A Muslim. You know what they're doing to our people in Palestine? How they bomb Al-Aqsa Mosque. What they do to our people in Palestine is not right. But today the DA cannot say what I'm going to say here. They are killing children in Palestine. They are destroying the third most important mosque in Islam. And it's not only an Islamic mosque. It's got an Islamic side, Al-Aqsa. It's got a Christian side, Al-Aqsa. It's got an Armenian side, Al-Aqsa. So they cannot. I'm saying the DA is being helped by Israel. The Zionists are helping the DA. So you as a Muslim that still say DA, 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 you are worse than the people in Israel that's bombing the Palestinians. I said it. No Muslim should vote for a party that gets money from the people that are killing other Muslims. The DA don't care about the lives of our children. There's some people that says there's more people dying on the Cape Flats than people dying in Palestine under the DA rule. So if they cannot for 27 years keep on blaming the ANC. No, it's a national problem. It's a national problem. It's not a national problem. You have a budget. When I'm asking you sometime, when you have a call me, when the DA leader is there, I am calling them out for a debate. So I can repeat all the things I'm saying here today. They are only, look at how they share the budget. What is that for kinders? How are they going to win? Our parents are paying on these flats. Our parents are paying this Cape flats for how long? Your grandmother paid for the flats. What plan do they have to change our children's life on the Cape flats? We are not born to serve the rich only. We also want to enjoy the beach. Our people also want to see the mountain and be on cable cars. Our children also deserve jobs, man. Proper jobs. And that's what I want to say today. Don't let them tell you about me. This is not about my past. You can't talk about things of 27 years. I committed crimes during apartheid. You still want to talk about that? Let us look at the future. I have the means now to help our people. Don't let them derail us. We have our foot nearly on their neck. The DA is not knowing what is left, what is right. Choba get filed dear Makar. And that's why we are all here in Cape Town, to go and make sure that what's happening in Johannesburg is happening in Cape Town. They called us yesterday, they say we are a small religious party. And I want to use your platform to thank them for recognizing that God is our lodestar, for recognizing that God controls this party, that we are nothing if God is not part of us. We don't want to be anything if that thing means God is not with us. So let them call us a religious party. The DA gave a statement like that yesterday, saying we are just a little religious party. Yes, we are. And we are proudly, because you, the ACDP, COPE, all of you said in Parliament when they took God out and you did nothing. When the PA comes in there, God will be put back by fire or by force. Thank you very much.
Mr. McKenzie, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us. The time is now actually caught up with us. And I want to say thank you to you and your team for making this possible, giving our people the opportunity to ask questions. Ek dink dis die main ding. Ons mense is ook bang om questions te vra, but they had the opportunity and a lot of questions were asked here tonight. Before I end, I just want you, maybe if there's something you want to say to the people, especially to our young men on the Cape Flats that is currently, on drugs, that are currently in gangsterism, involved in gangsterism. Some of them might feel that, it's the end of their life. There's nothing for them. There's niks for hulle nie. I just want you to just give them a word of encouragement. Like I said, I come from a family. We can't choose, who's your family. Your family is your family. En ek het neefies wat gangsters is wat ook kyk vanaand so, and I always talk to them. I always tell them there is a choice, because I made a choice not to become a gangster. I was fortunate, but not all of them are so fortunate. So from you, just to end it off, I just want you to encourage a young man. You said you started at the bottom. You had to start, you had to sell fish, you had to do small things to build yourself up. So I just want you to end off this program tonight with a word of encouragement to our boys on the Cape Flats. Small things to build yourself up. So I just want you to end off this program tonight with a word of encouragement to our boys on the Cape Flats. Small things to build yourself up.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to say to the young people on the Cape Flats, today I am one of the top writers in this country. I sell more books than 99% of writers in this country. Today, I'm in the diamond mining industry. I'm in the slate mining industry. I have fairly large, many mines. Today, I'm in the hotel industry. Today, I've got investments ranging from different spheres. But it wasn't always like that. I, too, was caught up in all the wrong things. I also had no hope. I also was involved in drug dealing. I also was involved in gangsterism. I also was involved in robbing people. I am no better than you. I have never been better than you. But I want you to look at my life. And I'm not a smart guy. But I want you to look at my life and think, if this guy can do it, you can do it. And if you can do it, everybody can do it. But let me show you the important part. I'm not going to give you false hope by telling you you must go and do what I did. That worked for me then. But the only reason why it worked for me is because somebody gave me a hand up. It's very hard today where they judge even me for you to get a hand up. But this is the promise I'm going to make. The hand up. Look down and you'll see that hand up is by you. Just stretch it out on the 28th of October, 27th of October, and vote us into power. I'm passionate about who I was and who I became. And I'm passionate. I'm doing this for you. On the 28th of October, we will be you. The person that helped me asked me to also help other people. On the 28th of October, when you wake up after voting, you will find the PA hand outstretched, trying to bring you up. We are going to change your life. We have to change your life. We are going to change your life. And no blue devil in hell is going to stop us. No yellow devil is going to stop us. This for us is not about money. It's not about the salary. It's a salary for all of them. This for us, it's about our people's lives, man. So all I'm asking is, help is on the way. Help is coming. But in order for us to help you, you gotta help us a little bit. Just give us your vote. This is not a politician speaking. Somebody asked me, don't you want to be a mayor? I said, die pay is te min, man. Die kinders is te veel. Ek gaan nie almal kan sorg met daai bietjie pay nie. And that is what I'm saying to you. We're going to help you. Don't give up. Hulle kan maar nou van jou so praat. Hulle sê jy sleg. Ek was net so sleg. Hulle sê jy's gemors. Ek was net so gemors. Maar die Here is die Here. Look at me today. And when you see me, don't look at Gayton. See yourself in me. Because you can even do better than what I did. You can go higher than what I did. Moet nie omdraai nie. Daar's 'n koortjie wat sê, hoe kan ek wel omdraai as die Here so goed is vir my? Kyk hoe goed is die Here vir ons. The mighty DA is busy falling. And we are the David. And the DA is Goliath. I can tell you the whole night about what awaits you in future. But you don't need to sell drugs after 28 October. You don't need to rob people after 28 October because there'll be so many opportunities. If we can't change your life, who will? Ons is julle. Ons was julle. And we are in politics to make sure that you don't become worse. And the young people that's not in crime, we always forget about you. Stay the road, man. Stay the course. Don't turn back. It's all right, man. Moenie 'n bende wil wees nie. Moet jy 'n ou wil wees nie. Want as 'n ou gaan vir jou tronk toe vat, 'n ou gaan vir jou in 'n wheelchair sit, 'n ou gaan vir jou in die graf sit. Moet jy 'n ou wil wees nie. It's all right om 'n nerd te wees. Life favors the nerds. So we always talk about the gangsters, we always talk about the street guys, but what about the young guy that has a dream, that has a vision? For you, we are also there for you because your dream just need money and we will fund you. Your talent just need opportunity. We will give you the opportunity. You come with your talent, the PA will give you the stage. You come with your talent, the PA will provide the stage so that the world can see you. It's so disheartening to see our actors getting all these rubbish roles. It's so disheartening to see our young people don't get funding from the PIC, don't get funding from businesses, don't get jobs. But we are changing the narrative. We ask you not for 27 years. We ask you only to give us your vote for 5 years. And you will never regret that decision. But if I can change, you can change. And if you can change, everybody can change. Salute. Meneer Baizani.
Mr. McKenzie, thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated. And we would like to have you back on the program again in the future, just to follow up and tell people what's happening with the Patriotic Alliance. Thank you so much, sir, and I'll speak to you soon again. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Gayton McKenzie from the Patriotic Alliance. You guys can follow them on their page, Patriotic Alliance South Africa. And also, you know what? We need to take chances. Baie ons gaan dieselfde mense oor en oor vote. Ek is nie 'n politician nie, ek weet nie van politics af nie. But we've been voting for the same parties over and over and over. Nothing has really changed. They have neglected us. And our children are dying every day. And al wat hulle vir ons gee is 'n condolence message van, we are sorry about this, we're sorry about that. It's time for change. It's time that we, put a stop to things, and do things differently. So thank you very much for listening and for sharing this stream. And remember, guys, it is your choice to vote for who you want to vote and vote for the right party. Like I said, I don't want to be a politician or anything, but politics plays a big role. Guys, have an awesome evening. En ons praat weer. Lekker aan. Cheers.